It's the most wonderful time of the year. Guys, it's my favorite launch of 2025. You already know what the fuck is up, my britches. If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and I am addicted. Hold on. I am addicted to Hourglass palettes, and I look forward to the holiday launch every single year. I buy every single one of them. And, wow, I almost just stalled over my words there. Well, I shouldn't say almost, I did. I buy all of them every single year, and I do a plethora of content. I do comparisons and all that shit, and I have not talked about this launch at all on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, this shit is about to launch in, like, I have a feeling in, like, just a few short hours. I got my eyes on it, but we got the Hourglass launch coming, and I wanted to give you guys like an ultimate shopping guide. If you guys wanted comparisons and stuff like that, I'm going to run through all the shades, all the tea, all the details. Everybody on the internet, I say the internet as in TikTok, they have coined me as the Hourglass Queen, so I'm going to take that and run with it. So just so you guys know, this is not sponsored. This is not anything in collaboration with Hourglass. They refuse to acknowledge me at this point, I'm convinced. I think if you search Hourglass on Google, my face is going to show up, and pretty much that's it. I do so much content surrounding this launch because it's one of my favorites, and I think this is one of the most noteworthy launches, most gift-worthy launches of the year, every single year. So naturally, I want to give you guys as much information because they're expensive. Like, they retail for $94 a piece. You do not need all of these. But I do think that these palettes are worth every fucking penny. Like, the fact that I have this solid of a collection should tell you everything that you need to know. So, all aboard the Hot Mess Express, everybody. If you're catching me for the first time, because I did cross-post this on my TikTok saying that everybody over there should come over here to chitty chat. So, hopefully we have a stellar live chat today. If you're watching the playback, I would highly recommend it like 1.5, 2 times speed. We like to chit-chat. It's bound to be a hot fucking mess. But that's what you guys signed up for, so here you go. Now, I'm going to go in the order of my excitement. Actually, no, that's a lie. I feel like I'm going to probably go in the order of how these were teased. Because if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, because I know a lot of the YouTube girlies, they're not the biggest fans of TikTok. It's no secret at this point. I've accepted it. However, I have been covering this launch. Why is that? Look at the difference in camera right now, guys. Just saying. Let me switch that real fucking quick. That's better. I have been posting about this launch since it was leaked in July, like beginning of July. So I talked about this in a previous video where I'm like, listen, if Trend Mood posts it, all bets are off. I'm fucking posting about it because I don't love to leak stuff like if the brand has not announced it. But I'm convinced at this point that Hourglass does this shit on purpose. So I have an wow, if I could talk today, it'd be great. I have an astonishing amount of content regarding Hourglass palettes in general. I'm just scrolling so you guys can get a feel of like all the stuff that I cover over there. But I have a dedicated playlist to Hourglass palettes because I feel like my prime content for these palettes is over on TikTok because I do a lot of comparisons. And overall, guys, the views don't lie. Look at the views in comparison to my YouTube views. That's why you see a lot of content creators going over to that platform because the view count is just fucking crazy. So naturally, that's where I prioritize a lot of my content. But I can't forget about the YouTube fam. I see you guys. So I would recommend if you're interested in staying up to date, like as shit drops, like I already posted that this is already available for the UK girlies. So if you're shopping in the UK, I will have everything linked down below. It's already down there if you guys want to use it and support my channel. I see a lot of you guys coming in the live chat. I'm so excited. I'm holding my breath. See, everybody gets so excited about this launch too, which is why I spend a lot of time on it because one, it's pricey. Two, a lot of people purchase this collection, and I want to show people how to use it, or at least how I like to use it. So, Jasmine, see, I appreciate you. No one works harder on the Hourglass holiday launch than you do, Brett. Been following your Hourglass train since 2023. I fucking love that. That's where I said, the internet has coined me as the Hourglass Queen, and I will take that crown and fucking run with it. So, in the event that you guys have been living under a rock, This is the holiday collection for 2025. We have not seen the entire collection. I know that for a fact. I know we're going to see more brushes. I know that there's more coming. It's just the palettes were the first thing to be launched. So these are retailing for $94. And according to the UK website, they will be customizable. So you can pick your artwork, you can pick your color story and customize them that way. I believe only on the Hourglass website is where this is typically done. So in the event that you like the fox color story, but you want the horse packaging or whatever, I do really like that Hourglass gives this as an option. However, I think everybody just wants customized palettes and call it a day. What do you guys think? Raise your hand. Let me also give this video a thumbs up. Like, please and thank you so much. Just give this video a thumbs up. If you would love for Hourglass to just give me a fucking discount code for you guys. Like, give me a code BRITCHES. I don't even have to earn commission from it. I'm good with it. I just want people to have a fucking discount so that way they could see where you guys are coming from. Because I know so many people see my videos and they purchase based off of my videos. The views don't lie, guys. And I know the affiliates, they don't lie either. I see you guys always using my affiliate links, which I appreciate that so much. So I'm like, yo, Hourglass, can you just do me a solid and let me get them a discount? Raise your hand if you agree, because I think everybody would want a discount. That's all I ask. I just want a fucking discount for my followers, goddammit. So, Jasmine's asking, do they normally launch at 12 Eastern Standard Time? This is the thing with Hourglass. This launch has gone a little different than their typical launches, because normally it would have probably launched already. So, I feel like we're going to see it. I want to say the first person that noticed it in the UK was 8 p.m. or around 8 p.m. So I have a feeling, because I don't know the time, I don't know the time zone difference. I want to say they're ahead of us, right? So I want to say it was either like 1 a.m. or it could be a completely different time. Like, if you're watching in the UK right now, you're probably sleeping. But if you're watching in the UK right now, like, what time is it? That's for the live chat. If you're watching this after the fact, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be able to compute anyway. So I'm watching Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what time it is there, but that was when everybody started to notice. I'm thinking it's going to launch around midnight, anywhere between like midnight to 3 a.m., I think. But that I have honestly no idea. So as far as what time, I will keep you guys posted. That's where I was telling you guys, like, if you follow me on TikTok, that's the place where as soon as I see it, that's where I'm going to post it. Let me give a run through of the palettes and I'll answer your guys' questions kind of along the way. Is early access tomorrow 9/2? Yes. So that's why I was like, okay, I need to go live tonight, because early access is already available to be signed up. I have a link already down below. If you click the Hourglass link, it is affiliate. Always transparent with you guys that if you guys click my links and shop through them, I do earn a commission if you guys use it, which it's a free way to support my channel or any of your favorite creators that have covered this. Use their links. It costs literally nothing if you plan on shopping anyways. So if you click on the link and then use that for shopping, you could sign up for the wait list and then you should get an email. However, I never go by their emails because the shit always drops before you get the emails. So Jennifer says it's 3:44 a.m. in the UK. So it's 3:44, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're 6 hours ahead of us. So if it launched at 8 or around 8, or I'm going to say it didn't launch. It was available on their website at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It was about 2 in the morning, our time. So that's where I'm thinking, like, anywhere between midnight to 3 a.m. is what I'm thinking. But I honestly have no idea. Like, I could check right now and it could be available for all I know. But trust me, I keep checking just because I want to let you guys know when it's available. All right. Now, let's give a run through, and if you're wondering why I'm barefaced right now, it's because I do plan on trying some of these on for you guys. That way you guys could see them in action as well and see how and why I love these so much. So naturally, let's start with the deer palette. So I always get the questions of, this is my skin tone, which palette would be the best for me? So my initial instinct, seeing the deer palette, this is going to be for the fair skin, simply because it's going to be the least warm out of all of them. Hourglass palettes always, almost always, I'm not going to say always, almost always lean warm. Full stop. So if you don't like warm tones, probably an easy pass. But if you're fair skin, Diffuse Bronze Light, which is the bronzer in this palette, that's one of their permanent shades. That's their coolest tone bronzer that they offer. So you're already getting a little bit more coolness, but you're still getting warmth within the blushes. At least that's what it looks like by the pictures. This is the other thing. When people are asking me these questions and I don't have the palettes, it's really hard for me to answer because I don't trust these photos. They never look like this in real life. So the Deer palette, you've got 3 new shades and 3 existing shades. So for the Deer palette, the finishing powder, which is Dreamlight, or one of the finishing powders, I should say. So you've got Dreamlight, Diffuse Bronze Light, and Iridescent Strobe Light. Those are all pre-existing shades. We've seen those in other palettes before. If you guys want me to go through the breakdown of what palettes that these are in, I can do that because I have a fucking document that says it now. And then for the new shades, we have a new finishing powder, a new blush, or 2 new blushes. So finishing powder is Aura Light. It looks like it's a marble effect. I trust that aspect of the picture. It does look like it's going to have a marble effect. The only finishing powder we've seen with the marble, and I don't even think they classify it as a finishing powder, was the Infinity powder. You guys remember that one? It was in, I think it was in one of these Universe palettes from forever ago. It even launched as a full size. So this is the one that I'm referring to right here. So I feel like Aura Light is going to be something probably similar to, I think it's Infinite, or it's just the Infinity powder. Oh yes, technically it is a finishing powder, so we have seen something like that. So I'll be curious to compare the Infinity powder in comparison to Aura Light, but it's going to have that same marble effect, which I honestly love. I think that's one of my favorite things about Hourglass is those marble effect powders. And then for blushes, you've got the 2 that are, I'm not even going to try it. You guys could see what shades the fucking blushes are, right? I'm not even going to try to like point because it's not going to work out. So you got Radiant Peach and Vibrant Pink. My initial instinct, because whenever I see these types of powders that don't have the marble effect, I feel like you get more of almost like a dusting of the tone. So like a dusting of peach, a dusting of pink, but you get more of a reflect, like a sheeny reflect with the ones that aren't marble, or they're hella pigmented. So I feel like with this palette, it's probably going to be more of something like a sheen, or at least that's my expectation out of it. Again, I do plan on purchasing this, so if you want to see these palettes, any of them in action, I will have videos coming on that. It's just, I obviously can only speculate so much. So, let me do a run through of the shades that are in this palette that I already own. That way you guys could see swatches if you want. I always tell you guys, don't fucking judge these by... Just don't judge them by the swatches, because swatches are never going to translate the same. They look way prettier. So as far as the finishing powder, if you're wondering where I'm looking at my document that I have typed up on all this information right now. So for the finishing powder, we're going to look into the Dragon palette. So we've got Dreamlight is this shade right here. So I'm just trying to give you guys a visual of picture versus reality, because I feel like what you're seeing is what it actually looks like. The picture... See how this looks more like white, I'm going to say? That looks more yellow. I always love to do comparisons as well. I mean, I shouldn't say white, but it's like a whitish yellow. Does that make sense? Let me give you guys a swatch. It's a finishing powder, so it's not going to be anything too pigmented. This is why I tell you guys, don't judge. I'm going to make sure I'm in focus. Don't judge these by their swatches, because you're going to be like, that's nothing special. The swatches are all eyes, I promise. It's on the face where they're so good. All right, so that is the finishing powder from the Dragon palette. Next we have bronzer, which is Diffuse Bronze Light. I think this is in, actually, my... Hold on, I forgot to grab it. Or no, did I grab it? Hold on. I got this in my custom palette. I could have swore I grabbed it. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. See, I thought I had my shit together today. It can never happen for me. Oh, I literally just looked right at it. Hold on. Hold the phone, guys. You can feel free to like the video in the meantime, though. I'd greatly appreciate that. Okay. So this is my custom palette right here. So this is where I purchased Diffuse Bronze Light. So, again, it's like Instagram versus reality. That's what I'm trying to give you right now. I see that there's 66 of you watching and only 30 thumbs ups, guys. Get it together. Guys, I gotta recoup my funds from this launch, okay? I'm about to spend all my damn money. Between this and Louis Vuitton, come on, give me something. Share the video, do all the things. I greatly appreciate it. Alright, so that's a swatch of Diffuse Bronze Light. It's very subtle. But if you are more fair, this is going to be much more ideal for you. It's more on, I'm going to say like neutral to cool. I'm going to say this is more probably neutral. If you're fair skinned, this is going to be the bronzer that you want. I feel like that's just a given. Next we have Incandescent Strobe Light. Which palette was that in? That was from Ghost from 2019. One of my favorite palettes. Like, I didn't buy this when it first launched, but fun fact, this was the face palette that I took with me for my wedding. And the more that I look at this, the more that I fucking love it. So Incandescent Strobe Light, or Iridescent Strobe Light, my apologies, is this one right here. It's got a slight pink reflect to it, and it's so beautiful. I shouldn't even say reflect. Slight pink undertone is what I'm going to say. And it's absolutely stunning. Love these. So, again, like I said, definitely ideal for fair to light skin tones. I would say go for the Deer palette. But I think you could get away with a couple if you're a lighter complexion. Like, fair skin, I don't want you to think that you could only use this palette. I think this is just the most ideal. Honestly, you could probably use any of these fucking palettes because it's just, they're so sheer and they're so buildable. Like, depending on how you use them, what kind of brush you use with them, you could really sheer them out. So it's just giving you that wash, almost like a watercolor effect. That's what is so appealing to these palettes for me. Next, we have the Horse palette. So this one, there are no new shades. So I think this, to me, if you're a beginner, like don't have any Hourglass powders, this would be an excellent staple because you're getting all like cult favorites. Like, people love these shades. So you've got finishing powder in the shade Soft Light, blush is Mood Exposure, highlight is Supernatural Strobe Light, two blushes, Iridescent Strobe Light, and Iridescent Rose, and then we have Glistening Bronze Light. Phenomenal shades. Like, Mood Exposure especially, you see that in so many palettes. Soft Light is another one, like that finishing powder is in so many different palettes. So this is actually the one that I'm going to demo on my face for you because I have all of these shades. So we're going to come back to this one. But, like I said, if you are a beginner or even gifting, like, staple. But this, I also think, if you're fair skin, you could still use this. It's just going to pull a little bit more warm, especially with the bronzer. But the blush, you can sheer those out. Mood Exposure is not overly pigmented anyways. One of the favorites from Hourglass. If you're fair, I still feel like you could use this. It's just, I think Deer is probably going to be more ideal. Let me see what Jasmine's saying. By the way, based on the Hourglass UK site, all palette colors are available except for the Horse, which is interesting since I would imagine it's the least coveted since there are no new shades. Best-selling palette. I wonder if there's some sort of agreement with Sephora, though, because I feel like that's the one thing that's really interesting. I'm like, why are they letting Sephora launch this before they say that they are? I don't know. The way that Hourglass has been structuring this whole thing has been so fucking interesting to follow because it's like, by the things that they post, they're making it seem like it's going to drop at Sephora before it drops at Hourglass. And it's like, that's not what's going to happen. I only know that it's going to drop within the next couple hours because I joined the wait list and it said September 2nd. So it's like, I don't know, something very interesting is going on. So I wonder if Horse is going to be exclusive to Hourglass initially. Which, whatever. I don't know. Interesting, though. Very, very interesting. If you go with the light hand, you could use almost all the blushes. I completely agree, Kimberly. Sandy says, I love Mood Exposure. I have it and could totally wear it as a fair skinned person. Yes. Michelle says, I'm pretty fair. MAC NC15 and can usually use light and medium palettes with ease. Need to use a lighter hand with the deeper ones. Completely agree. So if you're on the fence, I guess that's more or less like what I wanted this video to be, is if you're on the fence and kind of deciding which palette I want, which one I don't, just to kind of take you through the aspects that I would think would be important. Like, if I'm looking at the horse versus the deer palette, I would be like, okay, horse, there's no new shades in here, so I would be more likely to purchase that way. But it also depends on kind of what you're looking for as well. Yelisa is asking, would you recommend this palette for tan skin? I think this palette could easily range from, I'm going to say fair to probably tan, depending on how you use it. I feel like, I don't know, like, obviously if you're more tan, you're going to have a little less flexibility. Like, mood exposure might be a little bit trickier, so I don't feel like you'd be able to really maximize all of the shades. And then highlight, Supernatural Strobe Light. Let me see what palette that's in, because I feel like Supernatural Strobe Light is a lighter highlighter as well. So I think if you're more tan, it would be less ideal. Okay, so that was in Universe from 2021, which I think that's the one that I just took out. Hold on, let me grab this out. Universe. No, it's this one here. Which, this highlight, actually no, I think if you're tan, you might actually be able to get away with this one. Let me give you a, I'm going to demo this one on my face, but I mean, I would classify my skin right now. I'm wearing the Natasha Denona, the new one, in the shade N7. It's definitely not the right match for me, but it's workable. I feel like if you don't mind a slight cast, if you're tan, you could use this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're tan, I wouldn't say that this is the best selection for you, but you could still make it work. It's one of those situations. Okay. Michelle says, Sandy, I would pay more attention to the undertones than the actual depth. Yeah, I feel like that's another important aspect. Like, if you don't like warm tones, you're probably not going to like any of these. As a medium tan girly, tan out after summer, I can confirm mood exposure is lovely. Okay, good to know. I'm not a tan skin tone all the time, but it's like, I know when I use mood exposure, I usually have to build it up quite a bit. But I am a more blushy girly. Like, I like a lot of blush. I like I like to be able to visibly see my blush. Whereas I feel like when I'm more tan, it works. It's just very soft and natural looking, which that might be what you're interested in as well. It ultimately depends on what you're looking for with your overall makeup aesthetic. You can make soft light work under the eyes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. See, I love that you guys are chatting it up in the comments as well, because that's also really helpful, because I obviously can't relate to everybody that's watching. I can only go by just kind of what I know about these powders, how they work on myself, and kind of go based off of my anticipation of what to expect, because I don't have all the shades quite yet. So, like, this is going to be the one that's really difficult for me to say anything on, because I have one shade out of 6. So, the Fox palette, to me, this is the most appealing palette, because you're getting 5 new shades. We always want new shades when it comes to Hourglass palette. So, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be the one that sells out ridiculously fast. So, you've got the highlighter in the shade Solar Glow. Judging by the picture, which I don't like to do, this does look more tan skin friendly. I would say like tan to deep skin could probably make use out of this palette. Again, it just depends on what you're looking for. So highlight, you have Solar Glow. Blush is Lucid Glow, which we've seen this in Barney's. I think it was Barney's Volume 3. I also have it in my custom palette, and I want to say one other palette. Let me look real quick. Custom, Barney's 3, and the Ghost Mini, which I don't have. I don't usually collect the minis, but I have a feeling I may start. So, Lucid Glow is the only returning shade. Finishing powder in the shade Desert Light. 2 blushes. I'm trying to keep all this information straight. Okay, 2 blushes. The first one is in Canyon Heat. Blush number 2 is Amethyst Haze. I'm so fucking excited for these blushes. Like, as soon as I seen this palette, I'm like, fuck me up. Need those blushes immediately. Like, I don't even give a shit if the rest of the palette don't work ideally for my skin tone. I want those 2 blushes, especially Amethyst Haze. I think it looks so pretty. But Canyon Heat, I feel like, is going to be right up my street as far as, like, that burnt skin effect. But I don't trust these pictures. It's so annoying. And then the bronzer is going to be the shade Bronze Fusion. I think this palette is so beautiful, and I'm so excited about it, and I think a lot of other people are going to be excited about it. Now, let me give you a swatch of the Barney's Volume 3 for the shade Lucid Glow. So this is what it looks like in the pan. Whenever you run your finger, like, you'll see that the marble effect gets kind of fucked up. But when you run a brush back through it, I'll show you. It basically, like, fixes it. So let me grab my little, just random ass brush. So watch. Can you see? As soon as you run your brush back through it, your marble effect comes back to life. Tell me that this is not the most stunning palette, though. I fucking love Barney's Volume 3. I didn't expect to love this nearly as much as I do, but one of my favorites. So this is Lucid Glow. Gorgeous. That blush is a single. Amethyst Haze, I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about? Yes. I wonder how Fox would compare to Lotus from last year. That is a video that I will absolutely be doing on TikTok. 100%. Because I know everybody is going to want to compare this to that. I even might pull in... Somebody was asking about the blush that's in Jellyfish. Like, we do a lot of comparisons when I get these palettes. Somebody was asking a comparison for this one because they were saying they basically they're almost out of this and they want like a replacement for it. So this is, I think, Mauve Fusion. Rose Fusion. I was close. And I'm like, I don't feel like they're exactly the same, but I'll be curious just to pair those. Oh, I just pinched my finger in there. I'll be curious to compare those side by side. But just in the event that you want a visual right now, here is Lotus in comparison to what we got going on for the new Fox palette. Is this helpful? Hold on. I'm trying not to get... Let me do this so I'm not getting... There, that's better. So, original Lotus versus the Fox palette. What do we think? Like this blush... I'm curious to see how this compares to Amethyst Haze. Even this shade to Canyon Heat, I'm curious to see. So these two, yeah, we're definitely going to do this comparison over on TikTok. I'll probably cross-promote it over on my YouTube Shorts as well. So if you're not on TikTok, but they're swatches of those two. From the, not from Amethyst Haze, from Lotus from last year. Okay, so that is the Fox palette. Now, next palette we have is the Swan palette. This is the one that was like the big fucking secret. And I think this is another one that people were asking in comparison to that Rose Fusion, that blush on the top there. So in this palette, we've got 3 new shades, 3 returning. If you have an Hourglass palette, you most likely have the shade Dim Light. That's the most popular top seller, I swear to God. Finishing powder is Dim Light. One of my actual favorites. So there's that. Highlighter is a new shade in the shade Golden Hour. Bronzer is the shade Natural Bronze. I think that was in... Where is Natural Bronze? Evil Eye. So that was from last year. And then we've got 3 blushes. Luminous Coral, Sunset Flush, and Mauve Fusion. Okay, so Mauve Fusion, I'm curious to compare that to Rose Fusion from Jellyfish. So wait, we got 4. We've got 2 existing and 4 new. Oh, look at me giving you guys the wrong information. People asking, is the launch tomorrow? Guys, I'm going to tell you, if you are not signed up for the wait list, click the link down below and sign up because it should be available within like the next few hours. At least that's my speculation. It's already available in the UK. So, yeah, on the Hourglass website, we're like 90% sure that that's definitely going to be launching in the next couple hours. So, which is why I'm live. So if you have questions, ask away. I'm here for you. This one reminds me of the Evil Eye. Same bronzer, but maybe warmer than the blushes. Again, another comparison I'll most likely be doing over on the TikTok. But just so you can get a visual, here is Evil Eye. Why is it's so bright that way? I'm trying... Here, we'll just angle it down. So here's Evil Eye in comparison to Swan. But just be mindful that it's not going to look like that in real life. Like, look at the bronzer. I mean, I've used the piss out of this bronzer. But even look at the bronzer, like, in comparison to the picture up there. Doesn't even look like a similar tone. Hourglass stays playing us when it comes to their photos, I swear. Like, they've got their marketing down so well. They're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to try to, like, lead all these people on and make them think stuff. And then they're going to be like, you know what? Britt Clark's going to make videos on it and get everybody even more excited about it. So, dim light, I'm not gonna... Or I was gonna say I'm not gonna swatch it, but yes I will, because fuck it, we're here, why not? But let me give you a swatch of natural bronze. This one is also, I'm gonna say, like a neutral tone. So between diffuse bronze light, yes, diffuse bronze light and natural bronze, they're the most, I'm gonna say, neutral. Diffuse bronze is a little bit more cool, but I would still probably classify it as a neutral, because I don't know, like when I think of cool tones, I don't think of diffuse bronze light. I still think it's pretty neutral. And then dim light. Watch me grab the one palette that doesn't contain dim light, because that's just how it would work. Oh my god, look at leopard. Leopard is the shade dim light. So if you're a complexion similar to me, dim light is, to me, most ideal, although I can make pretty much all the finishing powders work. So that's dim light and natural bronze. So these are the two existing shades that will be in the Swan palette. Let's see, that Hourglass ad from today, maybe brand new palette. Jasmine, did you see my TikTok today? Because I was going to talk about that next. So that's everything as far as what I wanted to share as far as the information with the Hourglass holiday palettes now. Hourglass thinks they're fucking slick, and I swear, I'm like, when are you guys going to realize you're not going to get shit past me? So let's pull up what they posted over on TikTok today. Because, or not TikTok. Oh, no, they did post it. They posted it on Instagram and on TikTok. So, like I said, they think they're slick, and they ain't fooling nobody. So they're making this reference. It says, the collection you've been waiting for arrives September 6th. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck me up, like September 6th. That's the date that they've been saying, at least I think. I think they're going to launch at Sephora, at least the horse palette. I don't know, that part of it's confusing. As far as I understand right now, the horse palette will be available on Sephora on, I believe, September 5th. They were claiming that they weren't going to launch these palettes until September 6th on Hourglass. I'm like, there ain't no fucking way that's happening. They're going to launch them before that. So then the whole waitlist thing started. So then they post this today. And they say, the collection you've been waiting for arrives September 6th. And then somebody in the comment and was like, hey, which of the 4 palettes is this one? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's none of the fucking palettes. That's no holiday palette. None of the holiday palettes look like this. And the reason I know that is because I know what fucking palette it is. And if you're wondering what palette this was, it's Hourglass Charm Palette Volume 1. So naturally, I start a conspiracy that I think Hourglass is going to launch the Charm Palettes online, and I think they're going to do it. I would be shocked if they did it September 6th, but I have a feeling these are coming, and I think this packaging is so fucking cute. Like, how beautiful. Look at my initials. I did get both of these. Huge thanks to I think it's Beauty by Courtney. I always forget her fucking handle over on TikTok. I'm going to link her down below. I know her name is Courtney. And she's the one that picked these up and sent them to me. So this is the Charm Palette Volume 2. Immediately, yes. Like, so fucking cute. So I'm like, Hourglass, what do you think you're doing over there? Do you guys see that post? Right, you would see this post and be like, yeah, they're talking about the holiday palettes. But why would they use the Charm palette for the advertising? I have a feeling, because they said this shit with Barney's. If you don't remember these? Remember these that I went all the way to New York City for? That they said were exclusive and only gonna be exclusive? And then surprise, bitch, they ended up online? Yeah, I think they're gonna do the same fucking thing with these Charm palettes, which I think is insanely smart. Like, for them to not do these online would be so fucking stupid. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It would be so fucking stupid, because this to me is an ultimate gift. Like, this would be a beautiful holiday launch. Like, I don't know why they didn't just launch these for holiday. I'm very confused at why they would launch these so close to one another, but that's neither here nor there. I have a feeling these are coming, which is also why I wanted to do this video today, because I'm like, if you were eyeing those, it's not a guarantee, but I really think that the charm palettes we're going to see online. Really wishing for the custom quads to come back. I know, like, I don't fucking get it. Don't think I would use all 6 shades in any of these. Oh, girl, I would. I love me an Hourglass palette. But I get it, though. Like, this is where I'm like, Hourglass, what the fuck are you doing over there? I think they probably did this to see just, 1, the demand, 2, how successful would it really be? Like, this, I think, was way more successful than they ever expected. Like, the fact that they sold out before they even launched was crazy. And I don't know if it was just one of those things where it was like, maybe it was like a super overwhelming process. Because I could imagine it being so. It's like, 1, my palette came, like, out of order. I'm not going to complain about it. But that was one critique that I had. I'm like, listen, if I'm customizing this palette, I want it to look like that. So mine wasn't, but the fact that they printed these, like, they had to do all the printing after it was done, like, I could see the custom palettes being, like, a fucking nightmare. But again, would have been excellent for holiday. So when I saw that these palettes were coming, like the holiday launches, if you guys missed it in the beginning, these are the ones I'm talking about. When I saw these, I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? Because I'm like, how do you launch custom? How do you launch these, which are also custom, but incredibly collectible, and then launch these? Because I'm like, okay, if I had to pick a least favorite, these would be it. Because it's like, you know, I think the packaging and everything's really cute, but I'm like, why did we need the horse palette? I feel like we could have easily scaled this back, but it just seems like so fucking weird. I don't know. That was just like my initial thoughts on it, but I would love to know what you guys think. I would use every shade in that charm palette. Yes, bitch. They seem randomly they just seem randomly placed in them and in strategic with my palette squares. Oh, let's see. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. Yeah, that's just my initial thoughts is I'm like, I don't know. I feel like either they're up to something went wrong. I don't know. Something definitely happened. So in the event that you are interested in the charm palettes and want a video, please let me know. Because I haven't even touched these yet. But I think that they're so pretty. I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, wait, why are they showing this palette and saying September 6th? But I'm like, it's because everybody's assuming they're talking about holiday. And I feel like they were going to drop these just out of nowhere. But they ain't getting shit past me. Look at this blush, though. Oh, red-o. So beautiful. So, yeah. Hopefully we see these. I'll keep you guys posted, like I said. Now, let me fucking demo this horse palette for you guys. Because, I mean, unless you guys have any other questions, I feel like we ran through everything. Like, deer, horse, fox, swan. Which one are you the most excited about? I think, honestly, when I'm looking at these, Fox I'm excited about because it has the most new shades, but second to that, honestly, Swan. I think Swan is a super pretty, just overall in general palette. I think I'll get a lot of use out of this. That's my initial instinct. And I like that even though, like, what shade is that? I think it's Mauve Fusion it would be. It almost is giving, like, a little bit of coolness, at least judging by the picture, like, very different shade for Hourglass, which I like. Let's see. Yes to a video because I hope they bring those back. Let's see. Do the charm palettes have brie shade? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming you're saying any new shades. I'll probably cover that when I do the videos on this because I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say that we've seen all of these shades before. I know that I've covered this over on TikTok. So if you missed those videos, they actually might even be on my shorts as well. Swan and Fox. Kimberly wants the deer palette. See, I love hearing what you guys want as well. And yeah, let's dive into utilizing what is in the horse palette. So I'm going to start with, let's start with the bronzer. We're going to do Glistening Bronze Light, which is in the Universe palette. Like I said, I'm referring to this spreadsheet that I have. It's become really helpful. So first we've got Glistening Bronze Light. Now, first of all, I look at this palette and I'm like, why don't I fucking reach for this one? Because this is a beautiful palette. Right? I also wanted to let you guys know, because every time I feature Hourglass palettes, this is the brush that I use. So I was using a prototype previously, but this is the actual brush. So this is the Crystal Cosmetics K32. I have it down below. My discount code still works. It's just not affiliate anymore. So they discontinued their affiliate program, but they still have, I think it's called BRITCHES or BRITCHES 10. Maybe BRITCHES 15, but I want to say it's BRITCHES 10. Or BRITCHES, I don't know. Try all of them, or just check the description box. It's down there. I love using this brush for all of these because it fits perfectly in the pan. So we're going to start with the bronzer. And if there's any other shades that you guys want to see me use that I own, feel free to let me know. I could do one side with maybe one bronzer, one side with... I could do diffuse bronze light on the other side just so you can get a visual. So as you can see, this is definitely leaning more warm tone, which this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm like, isn't a bronzer supposed to be warm? At least I would think that's what people would want, would be a warm tone bronzer. But you can see, like, when you first apply it, you see how you really don't see much, but this is where you just go in and do another layer. I personally prefer powders like this. That way I don't go too heavy-handed too quickly. And it's just a nice, soft, subtle bronze. Very warm tone. Diana, I'm going to focus on the Charm palettes at a different date, because I don't want this to get, one, too long, but then too overwhelming, because covering 6 palettes in one video is crazy. And then it's still kind of like speculation on if they're going to drop online. So if I get any other information as far as like a surprise drop or something like that, then I will do a video. And also, if you guys just want a separate video, I just wanted to keep this solely to the holiday palettes. I ordered that brush the other day just for these. Yes! That's why I wanted to make sure I mentioned it in this video as well, because it's like, if you're in the market for a brush, this one is so fucking good. Alright, so do you guys want me to just use the one palette on one side, or do you want to see diffuse bronze light on the other side? Because that's the only other bronzer that I currently have that I could showcase what it looks like. I feel like I should do that, because I already know the fair-skinned girlies are going to want it. I already know! Alright, so that was Glistening Bronze Light. So that's the bronzer that's in the Horse palette, right? Glistening Bronze Light, was that the name of it? Yes. I'm just double checking myself because, like I said, this is live and I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. What about medium skin tone for the Horse palette? I think medium skin tone could definitely make this work. Like, I would classify my skin tone as like medium skin right now. I'm N7 in Natasha Denona. And if you added let me just fucking do it for you. I would say if you added another layer, it's going to get even deeper. Diffuse bronze. Okay, I'll do a diffuse bronze light. Alright, so this is 2 layers. Now we can do a 3rd layer. Like, I know not everybody wants to do this, but you see how you could easily build these up? So if you're medium skin, you could absolutely build this up. It just gets a little warmer every time. Like, I try to apply this in thin layers because it just looks the way that I want it to when I apply thinner layers. But you could really load up your brush and you wouldn't have to build them as much. I just personally like to build mine that way. Alright, you guys are saying you want the Charm palette info. Okay, we'll do that in a separate video. Jasmine said, I pre-ordered that brush back in May because of you. It's a great brush. Yes! I love that you love it! Oh, that makes me so happy. It always makes me happy when you guys buy stuff and you love it as much as me. Alright, so I'm going to do a diffuse bronze light on the other side. So again, this is my custom palette. And then I did wipe off my brush in between. So this one, I will really have to build up, but I'm going to do it in sections. That way you guys could see just what it's actually going to look like if you're a lighter complexion than me. Like, you're probably not going to really see it when I first apply it. And then as I build it and build it and build it, you'll obviously get the picture, right? So this is layer number 2. So, like, this would be a shade I could use probably right now is almost like a powder contour. But since it's more luminous, I probably wouldn't bother. Because usually contour powders I don't love to be luminous. I like them to typically be matte, and then warm the face with a bronzer that's more luminous. Just so I can almost like control it a little bit better. Because I do get a lot of texture back here. Let's see, will this be at Sephora too? The horse palette is the only one as of right now that's listed at Sephora. I linked everywhere that I could think of down below as far as other retailers that these palettes will likely be at. So my expectation is they'll be available everywhere. And I think the date that I remember seeing was like September 19th or something like that. Again, I will keep you guys posted as they drop and where they drop. I foresee them all being available. It's just if you want to customize them, you're going to have to order them through Hourglass. And honestly, I recommend anybody order through Hourglass because, one, they have great shipping and they have great customer service aside from not responding to my emails asking for a discount code for you guys. Yeah, I was that girly. All right, I think we're on layer number 4 now. Yeah, I've reached out to them so many times in attempts to get a fucking discount code for you guys, and it just doesn't work. I'm like, fuck even trying to work with them at this point. Like, let me just get a discount code. Alright, so you can see the sheen is definitely pulling through. Because I'm a little deeper in complexion right now, like I said, I would classify myself as like a medium skin tone right now. This shade is less than ideal for me, but this shade, when I'm at my fairest, I can absolutely make work. So, there's that. But you can see, definitely not as warm tone as what you're getting with what is going to be in the horse palette. So, dramatic difference in depth. I think a dramatic difference as far as tone. There you go. Next we have blush, and this is where it's going to get tricky, I think. So, in the horse palette, I'm going to put Mood Exposure on this side, because I feel like Mood Exposure is so beautiful, especially for fair skin. But it'll just show up a little bit better since I have a lighter bronzer. And then we've got Iridescent Coral and Iridescent Rose. Iridescent Rose is honestly one of my favorites of all time. So let me grab my Barney's palette. Barney's Volume 3 for Mood Exposure. A cult classic. Everybody loves this. By the way, 72 people watching and 56 thumbs ups. I'm waiting. Alright, Mood Exposure on this side. Love this one. So this is just one layer. It's going to be very soft, very natural. Perfect blush for fall, if I may say so myself. Do layer number 2. Like I said, medium skin tone. You're really going to have to build this one up. But it also has a beautiful sheen on it as well. So it's like, if you're not like a super blushy girly, you get a soft, mauvey tint. And not anything too overly crazy. Alright, so Mood Exposure. She cute, right? Let's see. What can we do to get you a custom code to share with us? What do we need to write? Who do we need to write to? I honestly don't know, because I know there's been people that have written to them, and that's where I'm just like, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I've tried tagging them. Like, even the tags in my comment section are insane. Like, the amount of times that people have tagged Hourglass, I'm like, there's no fucking way they haven't seen it. So the only thing that I could think of is they just don't like me, and that's totally fine. But it's like, I wish they would just fucking say that. Like, just tell me no, and I won't ask anymore. I don't know. I don't know who to write to. But I do know that people have, and it's still just, it's like it just isn't enough. I don't know. I have friends that have codes through them, so I'm going to tell you guys, like, if you're shopping, I want to say Patty Alonso has a code. I think it's Patty15. And then I think Veronica15. I'd be shocked if Morgan Turner didn't have a code. I wonder if Morgan and Charlotte have codes. But Patty and Veronica are the two that I'm like, I'm pretty sure that they both do. So try those codes if you're shopping. And if for some miracle I get one, I will let you guys know. I will be fucking ecstatic to tell you guys. But as of right now, we do not have one. Bah, I know. All right, so now I'm going to do Iridescent Rose because that's one of my favorites. So this is from, we've got Leopard and Ghost. We'll pull out actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll do Leopard, fuck it. I was going to pull out Ghost because I like the marbling better in Ghost. It's got more of the blush. I thought Morgan did too. Like, she's one of those people where I'm like, I would be shocked if she didn't, because She loves Hourglass just like I do. So here is Iridescent Rose. Yes. We'll do Iridescent Rose on this side. This, to me, is a beautiful everyday highlight. Not highlight. Everyday blush. Beautiful. So there's one layer. This one, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Because if you've never purchased Hourglass, you might not know this about them. So I always keep talking about this marble effect. So the only downfall with marble effect is not all of them are created equally, because it's just the way that the process goes. So when you look at these two side by side, you see how this one has way more like finishing powder. It's finishing powder. I'm like, what the fuck is in here? The leopard palette that I have has more finishing powder than blush, and the ghost palette has more blush than finishing powder. Or it's not finishing powder, it's technically the ambient lighting powder. Guys, I'm all over the place. This is a lot of information to try to keep straight. So, Ghost has more blush, which is why if I'm using this one, this is the palette that I like to reach for, because I just like that it has more blushy tone. Being a bit snooty. I don't know. That's why I just said, I'm like, ultimately, I think it just comes down to they don't like me, and I just wish that they would fucking say that. Just say it, Hourglass. What side of my face was I just on? That's the... Yeah, this one. Okay. Forgot what I was doing there for a second. So this is layer number 2. And as you can see, the sheen definitely builds. But even with texture on my skin, like some people are like, okay, but it still accentuates your texture. I'm like, for it being like a fucking highlight though, it really doesn't accentuate texture like a lot of other powders do, which is why I love these so much. Who do we need to go to for codes again? I gotta call and missed it. I honestly don't know. I could not tell you. I have tried reaching out to them myself. I know people have tried reaching out to them, like, on my behalf. Like, there's been people that have gone hard, like, emailing their PR email and all that shit, and I'm just like, I've tried it all too, and I don't know what else to do. You know, I've tried tagging them. I actually can't even tag them in my Instagram stories anymore. I think they just got sick of my ass, which I'm like, whatever, is fine. All right, next we have, I'm not going to do Iridescent Coral because I don't feel like you're going to get a really good idea, especially over these. But Iridescent Coral, this is what I was saying earlier. When you have the blushes that look like this, so it gives like a peachy coral base, but it's more of a golden reflex. See that? It's almost like NARS... I cannot talk today. It's almost like a NARS orgasm effect a little bit. You see how it's got that like flush peachy pink, but you're seeing more of that gold reflect? That's what I meant by the blushes that kind of look like this. So when I'm looking at the Deer palette especially, this is what I'm thinking of. Like, these two blushes right here are maybe a not so intense version. It's almost like tone these two. The struggle's fucking real today, guys. I am so sorry. Tame these two shades down, and I think that's what you're going to get in the Deer palette. At least, that's what I think. We shall see. Time will tell. Wow. I get so frustrated when I get so tongue-tied, especially when it's like a video like this where I'm like, okay, I want to like kill it with this video. It's fine though. All right, Universe. Back to Universe. This is one of those the highlighters. This is one of those highlighters that I wish I reached for more. It's almost like, how the fuck did I forget about this palette? But this highlighter is truly... So, look at that. I'm going to dust some of that off because that was a lot. You know why this is so beautiful to me? Is because it's an all marble highlight palette. Or not highlight, it's all marble face palette. So pretty. What do I think of the new ambient holiday brushes? I have only seen one. Is there something that shows more? So I remember last year that they did like the dual-ended brushes that felt so insanely cheap. Like, I was like, Hourglass, the audacity that you would release that. So I was not interested in, like, the dual-ended brush that we see for the horse palette. Did I have it in this picture? Yeah, like this brush right here, if it's anything like the ones last year, it's gonna feel so fucking cheap. But there was a collection in the tin. Those were so much better quality. So if they do that sort of a thing again, I would be interested in those, because that was a purchase that I regret not making. So yeah, I think like it's super cute, but I don't know, like I've been loving that Crystal Lee brush, which is why I wanted to mention it. And I think it fits so perfectly in the pan. It's also supporting a small indie brand. I fell so hard for this brush when I started testing it for Crystal Lee Cosmetics. I'm like, yo, bitch, if you don't launch this, I'm gonna throw hands. And she did. I was so excited about it. So that was the highlight shade that's in the horse palette. I just used the same shade. That was not glistening bronze light. Supernatural strobe light was the shade name on that one. So if you're looking at this face on this side here, this is what to expect out of the horse palette, or at least to some degree. This is a little concoction of a couple different ones, but I hope I at least was able to demo those and be helpful for you guys. Yeah, that and the Crystal Lee brushes are great. Yes. All right, guys, now it's question time. So if you have any questions, leave them here. If you're watching the playback, you have questions, leave them down below, because I want to give you guys as much information as possible. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for your questions, I'm going to pop over to the Hourglass website right now just to see if they happen to show up. Because this is what I do, guys. Like, I want to buy these as soon as they drop, and I will be overnighting them to get them as soon as possible. So, all right, they're not under palettes. Let me search, because on the UK site, they said to search ambient lighting palette. Let's see if they show up. I really don't think they're going to yet. They're going to make us wait till fucking midnight watch. All right, so if you search ambient lighting palette, they're not showing up yet. So let me show you what I'm seeing, just so you don't think I'm full of shit. Try going on here. We'll go under new, because sometimes they just appear. That's why I say, like, once I see it, I'll let you guys know, because don't go by those fucking, what is it, the wait list that says they're going to email you and then they never do. This is what I do. I just scroll through the website and I'm like, all right, let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. It's not on the website yet, so there's that. Let me see what you guys are saying. Gabriella's asking, what number is the brush? That is the Crystal Lee Cosmetics K32. You could also use the K20 as well. It's just what I personally prefer, because like these will both fit in the pan. I personally prefer something like this for my cheek powder products. But if you're somebody that wants like a one brush that'll do pretty much everything, the K20 is really great as well. These are two of their newest brushes that I could not recommend enough. I love both of them. Discount codes down below. Let's see. When are they launching? Supposedly they're launching today. Or not today. Technically in like maybe a half hour. They're supposed to launch on September 2nd. Let me look at my description box, because I can't remember what my discount code is. It's either BRITCHES. Anytime I have a discount code, I try to keep it BRITCHES. Or if they'll let me do like BRITCHES and a number or something like that. Oh, let's see. Let me see. I'm just going into my YouTube studio so you guys can get the information accurately. But I always keep my discount codes at the very bottom of my description box. So if you guys are ever curious what brands I have discount codes for, I just became an affiliate for Natasha Denona, so that's exciting. Oh, let's see. Where the fuck is it? I thought it was on here. Hold on. That was an older video. Bear with me, guys. Told you this is live. It's always a hot mess. Guys, we're gonna have such exciting new makeup releases, hopefully tomorrow, depending on what happens tonight. The next new makeup releases is about to be hot fire, because Tati Beauty, did you guys see that today? Has anybody been paying attention to Miss Marlena over there? Mars Day Beauty's coming, and I can't fucking wait. Can't wait. All right, I must have taken it out of my description box after they discontinued their affiliates, because I think I told you in one of my recent videos that they discontinued affiliates, and then I didn't think our codes worked anymore, so that's why I would have taken it out. But I think she said she discontinued the affiliates, but the codes still work. Yeah, I must have taken it out. I'll have to re-put it in. Try Britches or Britches 15 for the code. I'll put it in the chat so you guys can... Britches or Britches 10. I think it's Britches 10. Britches 10 or Britches 15. I don't fucking know. It's Britches something. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a fucking train wreck. I told you. Yeah. What do you think about the Tati launch? We're going to talk about that in our next new makeup releases. Guys, do you have any questions about these palettes, though? Like, that's the questions that I'm here to answer today. Yeah, I can't wait to see about Miss Tati Beauty. I think she was wearing all, like, her products and stuff, too. Guys, what do we think about the lip? Because, my favorite lip balm is currently on sale. I was a Jack Black bitch for a minute. The Ole Henriksen, what are these called? The Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatments. I think these are all on sale for, like, 18 something. Fabulous. All right, I'm going to give you guys another couple minutes. Keep me company to see what other questions you guys got. I feel like the number one questions that I get regarding these, though, are for skin tone. Like, what I would recommend for what skin tone. Let's review. These are the 4 palettes. No. For me, if you're a complexion that's comparable to me, I would get the most use... At least I'm speculating because I don't have them. Most use out of Horse and Swan. If you're somebody that's new to Hourglass, I would say Horse palette is a staple. I think that would work for a lot of different skin tones. And it just has, like I said, those like cult classics in there. If I was fair skin, I would probably only really shop Deer. Because I feel like when you're fair skin, you really don't want anything warm. Or at least overly warm. And I feel like Horse will definitely lean more warm. I'd probably get Horse just for the blushes, though. Gabriella's asking recommendations for a light to medium for Hourglass blushes. For these palettes, I'm going to say if you're light to medium, I would say Horse or Swan. Those would be top 2. I think you could make all of them work. It's just a matter of utilizing them all and getting use out of them all. I missed the middle of this live, so I'm going to be able to rewatch. But how many new shades? Joe, you're going to have to rewatch. I went through like each palette with how many new shades. Yeah, I think these palettes, though, are all beautiful. It's very interesting, though, to see the polar opposite perspectives. Like, some people love this packaging and other people fucking hate it. Like, I kind of feel bad for the fucking artist that did these, but because people were like ripping these to shreds. I think they're super cute. Looking at them, I'm like, I feel like she's technically a tattoo artist, but I looked at them and I'm like, I feel like she's like a watercolorist. Is that a thing? I don't know. Here's a dumb question. Oh, my faves. Do we use the finishing powder under the eyes? I've never used the finishing powder. Oh my god, I didn't even use the finishing powder for the Horse palette. Let's show you. That's not a dumb question, because I feel like that's one thing that people get really confused with about Hourglass powders. So we're going to do that. So Soft Light is in the Horse palette. Now let me find. We've got the Unlocked and the Bronze and Highlight. Oh, let's pull out the original. This was the baby that started it all. So this is the palette that has Soft Light. It's this one right here. So how I personally like to use them, I like to use a more fluffy style brush. Or I could use that same brush, that K32. But I like to use a fluffier brush because I like to just dip this in there. And then I like to just marry over pretty much like a whole cheek moment. I'll dust a little over my eyes. But it just gives everything an all over glow. But you could absolutely use this. Actually, wait. You could absolutely use this under the eyes as well. I think if you have fine lines and stuff, you might want to be careful doing this. So I would use like my Wayne Goss airbrush. It just adds a little bit of luminosity So if you're somebody like me, like I have a lot of texture right here, this is not something that I personally like to do. But you can. But you see how it just accentuated all that right there? This is why I like to focus it just like the high point. Because it just gives like an all over val. And then once you spray your face, you're Gucci. Good to go. So yeah, you can use it under the eyes, especially if you're somebody that doesn't have, you know, more mature. Or if you just like it. Even if you just liked how it looks, because it will give a little bit of brightening. At least that's my opinion on it. That's how I like to use it though. I like to give that all over glow. Spray it down. Good to go. Let's see. They're not my favorite packaging. They're cute, but faves are still jellyfish and the cheetah, I think. Yeah, those were super cute. Otherwise, I use the finishing powder as a way to add cohesion across the entire face. It adds a gorgeous natural filter, for sure. Completely agree. Yeah, like once I spray my face, I don't notice that as much. But yeah, I like to just kind of dust it over. I always describe those powders as like an angel just came down and kissed your face. So good. Have I said it before, but out of my entire Hourglass palettes, what is my number one fave? That's so hard. I would say I could answer this a couple ways. I could answer with the one that I use the most. I could answer with the one that is the most visually appealing. I think I would answer this, though, like, what palette do I use the most? And initially, I would have said this palette. This is my favorite simply because it's the one that started it all. And I look at this and I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Since, oh, this is hard. I'm between two. Can I pick two? Hi, Sarah. I feel like this has to be a contender, Barney's Volume 3. Because it's so fucking good. Like, so perfect for my complexion, what I look for. It's got one of my favorite shades at night in here. I feel like this has to be one. But if I had to pick, like, a perfect cohesion of what I like currently, I think I would pick Ghosts, honestly. Like, I love the bottom row and this pinky highlight. Like, I would change this shade right here. If this had a different shade, this would be my favorite palette. I almost wish that I could put, like, a mauvey tone blush in here or something. Like, oh, it's so, yeah, like, minus this shade, this palette would have been fucking fire. It's just that one, like, and it, because it's so stark is why I'm like, you know? Mm-hmm. Also, which is your favorite artwork packaging in your whole collection? Oh, honestly, favorite packaging probably now is these. I think it's so classy and elegant, and it's just customizable in a perfect way. I hope they expand on, like, the charms and stuff. Honestly, though, Barney's. I think these to me were so fucking iconic. The fact that I drove 5 hours to get these, I was just like, sold. I don't know. I thought this was such an iconic thing. If I had to pick between the holiday palettes, though, I would probably pick Jellyfish. I think Jellyfish was my favorite. Because it's so cute. And the color, like, this should have been their cool tone palette right here. I would love to I mean, it is one of their more cool tones, I would say. Yeah, but like I would love to see a true cool tone face palette. I think everybody would at this point. Goddamn. Alright, guys. I hope this information was all helpful for you guys. Would highly recommend, if you didn't listen to me before, follow me on TikTok. Follow me on here. Turn on your notifications. I have a lot, okay? I have a lot of Hourglass palettes, so the comparisons will be coming. And I'm so excited. Like I said, this is my Super Bowl. I look forward to this launch every single year. In the event that you guys do want videos on these palettes here, these are the charm palettes, let me know. I do have my unboxing already up if you guys want to look at it on my YouTube shorts. We already did Louis Vuitton Beauty if you guys want to go back and watch that. I did a full live dedicated to it. I did the unboxing as well. Oh my god. Oh, Jill, that'll never fucking happen. That will not. They won't even give me a fucking code. You think they're going to give me a collab? I don't think so. I appreciate the enthusiasm, though. I would literally shit my pants, though. Like, no cap. No cap whatsoever. I just got done eating dinner, so I got here late, but I'll be watching the replay. Thanks, girl. Yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to give a big thumbs up or thumbs it down. That's cool, too. Otherwise, happy shopping. I will post on my community page as well as soon as these drop. If you guys are interested in supporting my channel and all the money that I spend in investing in these products to review for you guys, I would love it if you just click the link, or your favorite creators click the links. It's a free way to help promote their channels and support their channels. And it does tell the brands, because the brands do pay us through these affiliate links, it tells the brands where you guys are coming from. So if you want them to know, I mean, that's a way to do it. If you guys want to fucking tag the shit out of them in my content, send them emails, all that stuff, by no means you have to do that whatsoever. I don't know what else to do besides just keep hoping and praying that one day I'll get a code for you guys. But if you guys do want to use a code, try Patty15 and Veronica15. Those two should work, but I'm not sure. All right, I feel like I've rambled long enough. I'm sorry this was a train wreck, but you guys already know that's how it rolls around here. So like, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. And stay tuned for new makeup releases. Okay, bye.